Thank you. Hi, everybody. So we're going to start this morning in active rest. I always use a little blanket, just, for a little padding. So if you're going to use one, you're going to lay down on the blanket if you wish. We're going to be on our back just for a bit. So lie down and have your sacrum on the blanket. And then bring your feet a little bit close to the hips. Your arms are resting alongside the body. And your feet are just a little wider than the hips, and then you drop the knees inward. So the psoas muscle, that stress muscle, is in complete relaxation here. Feet are wider than the hips. And drop the knees in. So the knees are just holding each other up. And just feel the sacrum. So if you're on a blanket like I am, the sacrum, that tailbone, right? The at the base of the spine, not your tailbone, but the triangular bone at the base of the spine is resting. My shoulder blades are resting. There's a tiny little bit of space under the back. And my skull, the back of my skull resting on the mat. And my spine's in neutral. Spine is in neutral here. And the pelvis is released because the knees are bent. So it's a very relaxing sort of pose for the back. It helps get the back in alignment. Bring your hands to the side of the body. You can bring your hands to the ribs. And as you take a nice deep inhale, the belly is going to expand, and see if you can feel the rib cage sort of coming out and expanding. And then on the exhale, rib cage comes to spine. So take a couple breaths here. I have to just adjust my screen. Because it's reversed, and so it's hard to teach that way. So hang on 1 second. Great. Take one more breath here, just sort of, lengthening the exhale and just sort of releasing your body weight into the floor. Back body heavy. And then we're going to do those 3 breath exercises that I've been teaching for the past couple of weeks to stretch the breathing muscles, and but we're going to do them today in supine. So reach your arms up over the head. As you reach the arms up, the lower ribs spreading out just a little bit more. Keep the shoulders soft though. So lower the shoulder blades down, away from the ears. Take a nice deep inhale here. At the top of the inhale, you're going to hold the breath for 2 seconds. 1 and 2. And then exhale as you lower the arms down. Okay? We'll try that again. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head. Big breath in. Top of the inhale, hold your breath. 1 and 2. And exhale, lower the arms down. Extend your legs long on the mat and reach your arms up over the head. You can grab a hold of your left wrist and then walk your feet over to the right. Both feet go over to the right. Now grabbing that left wrist, walk the shoulder blades over to the right and take the left foot and cross it on top of the right ankle. Left ankle on top of right ankle. Take a nice deep breath here. Big breath into the left side body. The top of the inhale, hold for 2 seconds. And then release with an exhale. Again, staying in this position, nice big opening inhale. Top of the inhale, you're going to feel that in the whole left side, opening the left side. Hold the breath for 1 and 2 And then exhale, uncross the feet, and you can release the left wrist. Walk the feet over to the left side. Grab the right wrist. Bring the shoulder blades over. You're like in a banana shape, right? Your body is curved. You're in a big banana shape to the right here. To the left. Cross right ankle on top of left ankle. Now take a nice deep breath into the right side body. Top of the inhale, hold for 1 and 2, and exhale. And one more breath here. Hold for 1 and 2, and exhale. Walk everything to the center. Bring your arms out to a T. Take your knees into a 90-90 position. Drop the knees over to the right. Knees over to the right. Excuse me, my computer is acting a little funny. Hang on. Okay, arms are in a T. Drop knees to the right. You're in a twist. Reach that left arm up over the head. Take a nice big inhale here. Top of the inhale, hold for 1 and 2. Exhale, release. Soften the shoulder down. You can even bring the arms back to a T. Take an inhale as you lift that left arm. You're dragging it on the floor up and over your head. Big opening. It's a twist and an open here. Hold the top of the inhale for 2. And then exhale and release down. Take the knees to neutral. And we're just going to drop to the other side. So it's the same sequence. Find yourself in that 90-90 position. If your right shoulder blade is not touching the floor, no worries, right? You can put a pillow under it. Just get comfortable here. Inhale as you reach the right arm up over the head. Take a nice deep inhale, top of the inhale, hold for 2. And then exhale, release. And last one. These are very effective breathing exercises. We've just stretched the diaphragm, asymmetrical stretches in every way, right? The diaphragm is your largest breathing muscle. Exhale. And holding the inhales is sort of stretching the pleural cavity there, which as we get older gets a little bit stiffer. Take the knees into the chest and then rock side to side on the back. Bring your feet down, extend the legs long. Bring your arms up overhead, take a nice deep breath. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring the knees into a bridge pose. Arms come down by your side. We're going to take a really low bridge here. So keep your arms pressed in, and I want you to the glutes. So fire glutes, squeeze the glutes, and I want you to feel this is not a high bridge. A high bridge is a big, big back bend as much as you can. I want a low bridge, tapping the glutes. Imagine you have a block between your legs. You're squeezing the legs together. Lengthen the neck long and just hold. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. Core stabilizing here. So we're going to start. This is a healthy back class. So we're going to do all of these great movement for the back. But we start with the core. Take 2 more breaths here in your low bridge pose. And then exhale and lower down. Bring the hands behind the head, interlace, let the head drop into the hands. Bring the elbows together. So the elbows are coming together, and, so close to your temples, and lift up. Now see if you can not pull on the head. So can you lift up, but let the head drop into the hands and just hold right here, hold. Feel yourself doing all the work here with the core. Let the head drop into the hands and soften your jaw, soften the shoulder. And now can you just extend the left leg long? So you're going to hold the left leg long. Very simple, but very, very effective core work right here. So you're moving the limb in space here, away from the body, stabilizing with the core. Can you pulse for 8, 7. You're just pulsing the foot up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the foot back into bridge, lower down. We're going to do the opposite leg. So elbows are nice and wide. Take a nice deep breath here. Elbows come towards each other. Forearms towards the temples, lift up, relax your head into the hands, and now extend the right leg long and hold. Use the whole core here, stabilizing the whole core. Do you still have you should still have a little space in your low back there. And hold here. And now pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. Good. Take the knees to the chest, crisscross the feet. We're going to roll up and over. So if that doesn't work for you, roll to the side and push yourself up, and we are going to meet in tabletop. I'm going to put my blanket off to the side. If you need a padding under your knees, use your blanket. And come into a tabletop position. I want you to think about the back of the skull, the scapula, and the sacrum, right? The 3 S's are all in one line here. And in order for that to happen, you have to really stabilize the core. Take the right foot behind you. So come onto the back of the right foot. Back of the toes of the right foot. And I want you to just rock back and forth. So you know how babies do this before they crawl? They do this because their bodies know naturally that this is how you stabilize the core, right? You bring one limb out, you just rock back and forth, so stability before mobility. So just rocking back and forth. And then you're going to take that right hand to the shoulder, and can you stabilize as you twist open? Reach the arm up. It's a nice open twist here. It's an open twist. And without, so you're not making a kickstand with that left leg. So you're just trying to hold that and then come on out of the twist. Good. Take that right foot, float it up. And now left hand, so again, you have to balance here. It's balance. You got to stabilize the core as you move the limbs away from each other. Hold bird dog. And just pulsing in and out. So come in and out. And in and out. 3 and 4. Hand comes down and the foot comes down. Step that right foot forward. Take the right hand to the pelvis and lift the left arm up. Ankle is right under the knee. Come up and over towards the right side. Now stretch out that psoas muscle there. Take a nice deep breath. Good. And then hands come to the inside of the leg. Walk the foot out. Walk that right foot out to the right. Turn the toes out. Drop the hips. So come on to the ball of the back foot and then drop the hip. A big open. See if you can releasing that right hip. Drop the knee back down. Bring the right foot behind you and come into a plank pose. See if you can get the back line in one straight line. A plank in yoga, you're lifting the hips just a little bit higher so that the hips, the scapula, and the back of the neck are all in line with each other. And then drop the knees down again. Bring the left foot in front of you. Really fire up the core as you rock back and forth. Now really press into the right foot to stabilize yourself. Take the left hand to the shoulder, twist to open. And notice you might want to make a kickstand with that right foot. See if you can just keep pressing into the right foot, stabilizing the core, stay balanced. And then come on out of that and step that foot forward. Take the left hand to the sacrum, reach the right arm up over the head, and then up and over, open the psoas on the right hip. Release, take both hands to the inside, walk the left foot left. Left foot walks left, press into the hands, curl the toes under and sink into that hip. And so you can now rock back and forth here. You can come down onto the forearms if you wish. You can come down onto a block. See if you can unlock that hip, unlock the left hip. Bring both hands back to center. Step the foot back into plank pose. Lift the hips a little higher. Hold plank. Make 2 more breaths here. And then drop down onto the knees. Take the left knee and cross it behind the right knee. So do you see what I just did there? Bring the right knee to the center of the mat. Take the left knee, lift it up and cross. Let the feet come a little wider. And from here, hands right under the shoulders. We're going to take cat-cow here. So those of you with low back pain, this is a really nice version of cat-cow. Inhale as you lift the tailbone, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round through the back. Let the breath initiate the movement, right? So you start to inhale and then you lift the tailbone and then you drop the belly and then the chin is the last lift. So you're always inhaling into extension. And exhaling, rounding into yourself, reflection, one more time. Uncross. And let's just try the other way. So left knee comes to the center and the right leg crosses under the feet, open a little bit. And let's do 6 rounds of cat-cow. Move with the breath, make the movement really smooth and the breath nice and smooth. This is a really gentle back class today. Really focusing on really moving the spine in the 6 ways that it moves. And now uncross those knees and come back into table. Walk the hands, one hand length forward. Inhale, come forward and wave into like a little cobra pose. And then curling those toes under, sink back into a high child. And so this is just taking cat-cow a little deeper, a little bit more extension of the spine. Sinking back. Inhale, opening, softening the front body. Exhale, sinking back. And this time as you come up, lift the hips and come into a bent knee down dog. Release the head down and keep the knees bent because your hamstrings might be a little bit tight. So we release the pelvis and we allow the spine to just lengthen. See if you can lengthen your tailbone towards the sky. Release the head. And then inhale, come forward to that plank again and drop right down onto the knees. Bring the elbows right under the shoulders. Press into the forearms and then drag the forearms towards you. Press into the tops of the feet and see if you can press so hard into the tops of the feet that the kneecaps lift. So imagine you have shoelaces and that's where you're pressing, where your shoelaces would be. Kneecaps lifting, hearts drawing forward. No crunching of the low back. So it's a forward, it's a pulling forward of the spine and not crunching into the low back. This is one of the most underrated back bends right here, Sphinx pose. It's a really nice pose for the back. Hold and then lower down. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, press up, curl the toes under, come back into Down dog, bent knee, down dog. Bend the knees or straighten the legs, whatever feels good. Take one more breath here. And then one last pose here. Inhale, come forward, drop the knees, lower down. So here's our back strengthening pose. Ready? Shalabhasana, reach the arms behind you. Press into the tops of the feet again. Press into the pelvis. So the lift here is from the upper back. And hold. You're pressing into the tops of the feet. You're pressing into the pelvis to make sure that the low back isn't doing the work, but the upper back here. Hold for 3 and 2 and 1. Hands come down. Press up. Knees wide, toes touch. And take this version of child's pose. It helps release the low back. Yeah. So wide knee, child's pose. Knees are wide, toes are touching. Release the low back. You should have a little bit of movement here. And make sure your low back, you can move a little bit. And this should feel really good for the low back. Take one more breath here. And then come to tabletop. Good. All right, walk the hands forward. Come into your down dog. And then let's walk the feet towards the hands. So start walking feet to hands. When you get to the top of the mat, bend into the knees and bring your hands to the hips. Look forward with a nice straight back. You're going to stand up using the strength of the legs. Inhale as you reach the arms up. Exhale, sit into chair pose. You don't have to go so deep, right? So find a comfortable chair pose. Soften the shoulders down. And then arms come down. So we're going to inhale as we reach up. And exhale, twisted chair. So let's move in and out of this dynamic twisted chair sequence. Exhale, twist. Now you notice as you twist, you're twisting, I'm twisting, twist to the right. Let the left knee come forward. Lift the left heel, right? This is a gentle on the back. Yeah, very effective. Let's do one more on each side. Twist. Right? So let one knee come forward of the other. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Walk the feet back into down dog. Release the head. Bend the knees to release the pelvis and find a long spine again. Down dog is the primary action is lengthening the spine. So don't worry if your knees are bent. Don't worry if your heels don't touch the floor. Think about lengthening the spine. Bring the left leg up into the air. Bend the knee and open the hip. Extend the left leg long. And then lower down. Let's try the other side. Bring the right leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Extend the right leg up. And lower down. Walk the feet to the top of the mat. Hands to the hips. Use the legs to stand up straight. Left leg forward, right leg comes back. Root down through the right foot. Make sure your feet are hip-width distance apart. And my left toes are turned out. If they were on a clock, they'd be at 1 o'clock. Bring the hands to the hips, bend the knee. So this is warrior pose, yeah? Reach your arms high. Here's warrior. Now bring your elbows to cactus, open-hearted warrior. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And hold. Look up, find a tiny little back bend. And then on the exhale, you're just gonna tap the knee, okay? So here's the sequence today. It's an inhale for warrior. It's an exhale, you tap the knee. If that feels okay, see if you can tap the ankle. Inhale, come up. Exhale, can you tap the ankle? Right? If not, stay with the knee. Inhale up. Exhale, tap the ankle or the knee. 2 more times. Make it really smooth, smooth movement. Right, so we're stabilizing the core, yet we're moving the upper body, the arms in space. Last one. And then bring the hands to the heart. Take both hands down to the floor. Now come on to the back toe. Back toe. Reach that left arm up. Twist to the left. And tendency is everybody wants to sink down in their hips. Lift your hips up and hold. Reach up. Right? No sinking in the hips. Really strong hips here. Lift the right hip up. Reach up. And on the next exhale, hands come down by the side. Walk the hands to the center of your mat. Take a forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and then bend the left knee. So my toes are facing forward, bend the right knee. And let's just move side to side. You can use a block here if you need it for support. And if you want to take this, kick it up a notch, you just bring the arms up. So side to side, opening those hips. Nice straight back. Next time you come over here to the right hand will frame the foot. Both hands will frame the foot. Now look at your feet. Root down into the left foot. Your toes are turned to 11 o'clock. Take the hands to the knees. Right, I'm trying to transition very gently and then reach up. Here's your warrior. Open-hearted. Squeeze shoulder blades together and find a tiny back bend. So when I say find a tiny back bend, as you're dropping back, you're drawing the tailbone down. So there's no crunching of the low back. And 6 of these taps. So you're going to tap the knee, the shin, the ankle. Find smooth. Move with the breath. Exhales fold, right? Inhales always open in yoga. Two more. Last one. And reach those arms up. Hands come right to the heart. Bring the hands down to frame the foot. This time, come onto the ball of the left toe. Press into the left hand. Twist open. Reach. Now lift the hips high. Lift high. Twisted lunge. And hold. Lower the hand down. Hands come right in front of you. All 10 toes face forward. Use a block. Place the hands on the block. Lift and wiggle your toes. If you can't lift your toes, you are too far forward. Push yourself back a little bit. Feel all of the weight in the heels. Your toes should be easily able to lift. Now you know you're in alignment. Release the head down. Inhale, press, half lift. And exhale, lower. Now inhale, press to lift. This is how I teach, you're gonna need a block. This is how I teach Revolve Triangle. Take the block, I'm gonna bring mine nice and high. Bring the block to the center, place the right hand on the block, twist. This is a really nice twisted triangle. And we're not folding over straight legs because sometimes that is not good for the back. So this is a really healthy one if you have a sore back. Take one more breath and Revolve Triangle. Revolve Triangle is a pose for osteoporosis, and it's an essential pose in back care. And this is a really safe version of it. Let's switch sides. Bring the hand to the center of the block. You see how nice and high I am? Now, if you have shoulder issues, look, you can just do this. You can twist open. You can reach the arm up if you wish.
If your arm reaches up and you want to look up, make sure you can see the palm of your hand, not the back of your hand. You're twisting open. And then lower the hand down. Then bend into both knees, come to stand. Draw the heels in, the toes can stay out. Bring the arms back to cactus, goddess pose. Can you get the elbows as high as the shoulders? Those of you with sensitive shoulders, here's your modification. Keep the elbows low, hands to shoulders, right? So you have shoulder tightness or rotator cuff tears, you're right here. Otherwise, see if you can get the elbows as high as the shoulders. Squeeze and hold. Sink. Strong legs here. Strong legs, strong core. Arms come down by the side and stand. Bring your hands to the hips and shift both toes towards the left. Take the block and place it to the outside of the left ankle. Nice straight legs here. Take the hands down to the block. Good. Spin the heart towards the sky. Slide the right hand up to the shoulder and point the elbow to the ceiling. So this is what people often do. The head starts to hang. Don't let the head hang. Lift the head up. Don't look up if you have a sensitive neck. You can look down. The strongest muscles are in the back of the neck. So looking down, if your neck is sore, look down. Otherwise, you can look towards me, you can look up, see if you can extend that arm long. Inhale and reach the arm over the head for this version of triangle, right? So you're lifting the ribs now. You're creating more space in the right side body. Take a nice deep breath here. On top of the inhale, can you hold? And then lower down. Look at the floor. Let's move through this 3 times. Inhale. Look up. Exhale, look down. 2 more. Last one. Arm comes down, bend into the knee, reverse. On the exhale, elbow to knee, side angle. Can you move through side angle? Right? So this is all strength. Here, strength of the core, strength of the low back. So side angle is a low back hold. When we hold it, we're strengthening low back. And can you just move in and out? Last one. Good, come on up. Straighten the leg. Take the hands down. Spin on the back toes. Walk that left foot out to the left. You can use a block here. Press into the block. Now my feet are apart. And this, I'm going to twist to the left. Arm comes up and over the head. Revolved side angle pose. Lift the hips. Breathe into the left side body. Look at your feet. Make sure they're hip width distance apart. That left foot walked over to the left. You're on the ball of the right foot because you're in a twist. You want to protect that knee. Hold. And then come on out of that twist. 10 toes face forward, back to the center of the mat, forward fold. Inhale as you lift. Exhale to fold. Bend into the knees. Come to stand, star pose. Heels in, toes out, arms reach overhead. Sink into goddess pose. And then arms wide back to star. Bring the hands to the hip. Shift the toes to the other side. Okay, so triangle we're holding today. We're moving in and out of dynamic side angle, and then we go into revolved side angle. Place the block to the outside of the right foot. Straight legs. Take your hand on the left hip. Bring the left hip forward. Bring it forward a little bit. And then look down at that block and hand comes to the block. Now my block is like behind my ankle. It's not way up here. It's right behind the ankle. So you can see the alignment here. My shoulder is right over my ankle. And you can also see my shoulder is a little bit higher than the hip. And when I do triangle like this, I have full capacity of my breath in both sides of my body. So I'm lengthening both sides of the body like this. Draw the elbow to the sky. And then reach your arm up high. Now, so many benefits to this pose. This is triangle pose. So look up if your neck allows it. Look straight ahead. Or if you have a sore neck today, look down. It's going to be the easiest thing, but don't let this happen, right? Don't let the head drop. And hold, bring the arm up and over the head. Can you feel what that just did? Yeah? Did you feel? Now take a deep breath in. You just created more space in the left side body. And 3 breaths here. So arm comes down, look down. Inhale, arm reaches up over the head in triangle, up and over as you breathe in. Exhale, out. 2 more of these. Nice smooth breaths. Smooth movement. Inhale and exhale. Keep that front knee soft. Can you wiggle that front leg, right? You don't want to cause a problem with the knee, yeah? Bend into the knee. Come up and over, reverse. And then come right into side angle pose. So you might want to touch down. You might need to do that, especially if your low back is sore, right? Touch down. But if you can, just move in and out, right? Without touching down. Last one. And then come on up. Okay, we're going to do Revolve Triangle, which we have to shift the feet a little bit. So turn to the right, and you got to come up. You got to walk the right foot over a little bit. So your feet are hip width distance apart. Now come on to the back left toes. The block is still, you can put it on the inside of the ankle. Press and twist. And take that arm up and over the head, revolved. Revolve side angle, lift the hips up. Don't collapse into your hips here. Really press into the legs. This is a strong pose. Lift your hips and reach with that left arm. Excuse me, the right arm up and over the head. Press into the left hand. Don't collapse. And your gaze is up if your neck allows it. Stay here for 1 more breath. And then come on out of that twist. Bring the hands to front and center and forward fold. Okay, this time we're taking my favorite down dog. So establish the weight 1 more time, pulling back. Make sure you can lift your toes. And then take your hands, and this is nice to use a block, or if you have 2, I use 2 blocks for this. I only have 1 today. Place the hands on the block. And then reaching forward. Lengthen your tailbone back. Soft shoulders, soft neck, soft jaw. And I love this down dog, right? For those of you who hate down dog, this is your down dog right here. There's no pressure on the neck and shoulders. Let's take a couple more breaths here. This is our rest pose right here. And then bend into both knees. Walk the hands to the center. And then press to stand. Bring the hands to the hips and heel toe your feet together. Look at your block because you might need it for this pose. Bring your feet a little wider than the hips and the heels come in towards each other. We're going to come into Malasana. This is actually a pose that stretches the whole back body. You can use your block, right? Isn't that nice? Or you cannot. You can just hold Malasana. Bring the elbows to the inside of the knees. Use the elbows to press the knees wide. Bring the thumbs to the heart. And just take some nice deep breaths here. And then bring the hands behind you and move the block away. And come into this position. So I'm I am sitting on my, sit on your left hip, right? And the right leg just sort of tucks behind you. So last week, I think I taught you a pose. There's a couple twists for osteoporosis. So I'm going to teach you one of them. It's called Bharavadrasana. It's a really nice, gentle twist for the spine. So I'm going to teach you the gentle version. I'll show you how to go deeper if you can. So first, see if you can come into this position, and let's just move a little bit in this position. So see if you can come side to side. So we're just warming up the spine here, side to side, right? Warming up the spine for a nice gentle twist. Okay, and then we can warm up the hip by just taking this forward. So you take this forward. Can you feel the external rotation as you come forward here? Right, we're stretching. This is a modified pigeon pose. This is when I was a therapist. This is what I would teach as pigeon. I always taught this one. Very gentle, right? Good. And then walk the hands up. Okay, so this is what the twist looks like. So your legs are in this position. Take the hand behind you, right? Take the left hand behind your hip. Now the left hand is pressing you up. It's keeping your spine nice and long. Never twist when your spine's rounded, right? You will cause a lot of injury. We want that spine, those 24 vertebrae in alignment, yeah? Now take the right hand high and then take it to the outside of the knee. It's a simple twist, right? Now look behind you, look behind you. Now all my weights in the left hip. My right one's lifted. My right hip's a little bit lifted, okay? So don't be trying to push down on the right side. Let the right lift. All your weight, or 95% of it, is on the left hip, and you just come into a twist. All right, those of you that want to take it a little deeper, here's what you do. You have to tighten this up, right? So I bring my foot up and I pull my leg in. This I'm almost in like a kneeling type thing, Virasana, right? Same thing, take the hand behind you and twist, and then I take that back hand and I grab my foot. So it's a bind. Binds help you twist deeper. So this is Bharavadrasana. This is the twist, right? So you're here, or you do that modified one, right? The one that's a little simpler, and you work up to here, yeah? All right. It's supposed to be a gentle twist for the spine, so you shouldn't feel any pain, right? All right, lean back and switch sides, see? So find just this comfortable, I call this mermaid, sitting like a mermaid, right? Go right to left. Let's just warm up the spine. So just lateral flexion side to side. And then I do that little hip warm up, because those of you taking the really deeper Bharavadrasana twist, you're gonna want to open the hip up just a little bit. So bring the hands to center and walk your hands forward, and use a block if you need to, right? And come into this pigeon. This is pigeon pose, right? The only difference is your back leg is not extended. Otherwise you'd be, right, in resting pigeon pose. We're just letting that leg is modified. And then walk the hands back. Good. All right, so here we go. Take the right hand behind you, press up, left arm reaches, lengthen your spine, and with a nice long spine, you twist. Yeah, so you should feel yourself pressing into the right sit bone, and there's this gentle twisting of the spine. No pain, right? There's no pain here. Right? You're in it too deep. Those of you that want to take it deeper, right? Your foot comes up, this leg comes in, and you find the bind. So I catch my back foot with my hand. Take 2 more breaths here. Come on out of the twist. Good. And then just bring your feet in front of you. Good. You're going to take a forward fold. I'm going to use my block here. I'm going to put my block right in the belly so that as I press, this is a supported forward fold. As I press the block in, my low ribs are just resting on the block. I have a little bend in the knees and I come forward. This is a really nice supported forward fold here. So if you don't have a block, a pillow, something firm, you're going to pull that firm, whatever it is, into the belly and let the ribs rest on it. Release the head. Keep a bend in the knees. I don't really teach a lot of forward folds with straight legs anymore, right? So I tend to teach to my age and older, 50 and older. So, modify this for yourself. And feel the back body softening now. Feel the back body opening up and softening. When the body feels supported, it will relax and it will let go. So support yourself here in a forward fold enough so that your back can let go. Release the head. Walk yourself back. Place the block to the side. Bring the left knee in and take the right leg out just a little bit. All right. Sit up nice and tall. Now both sit bones rooted. Let's just move in and out. Right? So move in and out. And then we're going to take a back bend again. So we're prepping the back with just some lateral side to side movements. Okay, next time that left hand comes down, bring it behind you. Take the right hand, sweep it up. Press into the foot, press the right hip to the sky. Release the head down. You're in a back bend here. Half circle pose, my favorite. It's my favorite pose. Take one more breath. Imagine you're just breathing into the right armpit, breathing into the right hip, and then lower everything down. Good. Spin towards that foot, that extended right leg. Connect the left foot to the right leg and just forward fold. So now, even though I don't teach straight leg forward fold, because we're just doing it on one side, you actually have more range of motion. So I don't teach legs together, forward fold with straight legs, but this pose is called head to knee pose. And so we're just doing one leg at a time here. And then walk the hands back up. Good, let's switch sides. So left leg comes out, right leg, have a nice opening here, foot's not connected. Let's start by just moving side to side before we go into a back bend. Always a good idea. We'll do it 3 times. 2. Last one. Good, and then take the hand behind you, way behind you. Take that left arm, sweep it up and around. And root through the left foot as you press the left hip to the sky. Release the head down. Breathe into the left side body, left armpit, left hip, left rib cage. Last breath. Lower down, head to knee pose, right? So make that connection a little tighter. Bring the foot in towards the left leg. Move your sit bones so that your sit bones are facing the leg. Your toe is straight up in the air, and now you can forward fold over a straight knee, right? But if there's any pain, pop the knee up just a tiny bit. But see if you can forward fold just over one leg. And so use your breath. If this feels like, if you're feeling a lot of sensation, use your breath. Lengthen your exhales, right? It's going to tell your body to relax. You might even notice that each exhale, as you lengthen the exhale, that you draw a little bit closer to the torso, comes a little bit closer towards the leg. I want you to think about your right ribs here. Your right ribs are spinning to the inside of the left leg. Janu Shirshasana. And then walk the hands back. Good. Take both feet in front of you, the long side of the mat. Bring your feet into towards your hips, and then bring the arms in front of you. We're gonna go all the way down, lowering very slowly, using the core again, lowering all the way down to the mat. And you can go vertebrae by vertebrae, right? You don't do that with a straight back. And that's the only time, by the way, I say go vertebrae by vertebrae. Not when you're rolling up, when you're rolling down onto support. Good. Take your block. Let's take the block and press it into, press the knees together, walk your feet nice and close to the hips. And so now we're gonna take a strong bridge pose. We started with a low bridge, but now we're gonna end with a really strong bridge pose. Bring your arms down by the side. This is a great pose for for strength. So one of the last poses we do, lift up, tap the glutes, make sure they're engaged, right? The glutes, especially if you have low back issues, engage your glutes. Take the hands, bring the hands together, walk the shoulder blades. You're pressing up through the arms. Those of you with shoulder issues, grab the outside of your mat and pull the mat apart, okay? This is a pose for osteoporosis, so we're here for 6 breaths. As you inhale, watch the belly rise. As you exhale, belly to spine. Right? You're not going to feel the breath up in the rib cage because you're in a deeper back bend. Inhale, feel the belly rise. Can you press into the feet? Lift a little higher. Exhale, soften. 3 more breaths. Strong bridge pose. Squeeze the block. It helps engage the glutes. Keep the hips lifting. 2 more breaths. Lift on the inhale. Lift higher. Exhale, soften. You're feeling this in the legs and the glutes. Last one, lift higher. And exhale, lower down. Take the block. Take the block, place it underneath the sacrum. Extend the legs long. So start by just extending. You know what? Let's not do that just yet. Let's bring the feet in first. This is going to feel better. Lift the feet up. I know some of you may have overdone that bridge pose, right? Because I kept cueing that. Lift the hips, right? So just bring the feet up. This is a really nice pose at the end of the evening, at the end of a practice. Great pose. If you have any heart arrhythmias, it's really allows the blood from the lower extremities, right? It's like the heart doesn't have to pump so hard. Body doesn't have to work to get the blood back towards the heart, right? It's just gravity's assisting it. Always a good one. Notice how your feet feel here. Mine are a little tingly. You can roll your ankles. This should be effortless, so move the block so this feels effortless. Okay, now bring the knees to the chest. Okay, bring the feet to the floor. So here's your supported bridge pose. You might have to move the block. If you had moved it down, you might have to move it up a little bit and then extend one leg long. Feel the opening of the psoas there. That's that psoas opening again. You're stretching it. See if it feels okay to bring the other leg long. And now you're in this back bend, but we're really opening the lower back here. bring the arms out to the side, close the eyes. Take some breaths into the front of the body. Where do you feel the breath, right? You're going to feel it definitely in the belly, yeah? You're not going to feel it so much in the upper chest because you're in a back bend. You're in a back bend, so you won't feel it. Diaphragm is stretched. And the more that the belly can rise and fall, that's the movement of the diaphragm, right? Okay, take the knees in. Take your block, put it off to the side, knees to chest. And then we're just going to do some gentle twisting. So here's the gentlest. Feet are out wide on the mat, knees side to side. This is the gentlest twist. Yeah? You stay here if you wish. I'll give you some options. Take the twist that works for your body. Here's another option, knees to 90. And drop the knees, right? And reach the arm up overhead. And then drop knees to the other side. Hips are at 90, knees are at 90. And then reach the opposite arm and look in the opposite direction. So take the twist that works for you. Take any poses that your body needs right now. Anything that feels good in your body. Knees to chest, knees really close to chest. You're going to get those deep low back muscles. See that? Deep low back muscles. Knees over your hips. You're going to get the sacrum. You're going to feel the sacrum. You can see if you can feel the edges. Roll on the edges of the sacrum. See if you can feel that. Do what your body needs. And then find rest pose. So make yourself really comfortable. Yeah. Use your props if you have them. Put a top on if you need it. Close your eyes and just feel yourself landing on your mat. Feel the back body. Bring your attention to the back body. And feeling the back body just sort of spreading out on the mat. Heaviness of the back body. Close your eyes and draw your attention inward to any sensations in the body. And really honor Shavasana, right? The rest, right? Whenever we're holding something, or if you're experiencing stress, or you're holding something for so long, it's very depleting. And it makes us exhausted. And so we need to learn how to release tension in our body so that our body can heal itself. Shavasana is a beautiful pose to just release tension. Allowing the body to reset and replenish. We'll stay here for 2 more minutes. Watch sensations in the body. Right? Notice what feels tight in the body. Can you make yourself a little more comfortable? Can you breathe into the place that feels tight? Use your breath during Shavasana the same way you do in the practice to release tension. Imagining the inhales bringing healing energy, nourishing our life energy, and the exhales relaxing, releasing what's not serving. And now start to deepen the breath and start to gently bring a little movement to the body. So we can roll the ankles and roll the wrists. And then draw the knees in towards the chest, arms up overhead. If you wish, roll to the right side or the left side, whatever feels good. Take a couple breaths here and then bring the hands down to the mat and then come up slowly, right? So you don't undo what you just undid. Come slowly back up. Let the head come up last. And then find a comfortable seat once again. Put something underneath you. I'm sitting on a bolster here. And then bringing the hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra for healing and gratitude. Just giving a bow, giving gratitude to yourself, to each other, and to the JCC for supporting these classes. May we be healthy, may we be happy, may we feel supported, and may we move through this transition of our life with grace and peace and strength. Have a great week, everybody. Namaste.